This is a film about
people,
land and imagination.
Skyline is an idea that the communities of the South Wales valleys can take control of the landscape around their town for the long term, for generations to come.
Your history can fuel your future.
So the story about the South Wales valleys outside of the valleys, I believe, has been quite negative over the last few decades. And it's not the reality. This is one of the most beautiful places to live and work in the world.
Well, we are, traditional mining valley, that had big industrial legs in the past. Not much sign of that today. Nature's done so well to recover from the industrial period that we went through.
It's 30 years now since the collieries closed and nothing replaced them. The women went out to work at Revlon, and 8 years since Revlon closed, and there's nothing to replace it.
But during that transition, there was a big disconnect then from people using the landscape. The pines were planted, and community members felt like they lost a lot of spaces which were kind of theirs in the past.
We've been, over the last 20 years plus, pushed to go to work into the city and not fetch work in, and we've been told manufacturing is not going to come back. But there are so many opportunities that we can do with our own natural resources and our own land to generate our own income.
The area we live in, I think, really needs to grasp the environment that it's in and use it and thrive and live off it. It's a fantastic opportunity that's going to waste, and I think we could gain a lot out of it.
Let the work of reimagining begin.
One of the great things with working with a land-based asset, it really is at the heart of a community, and it's not like being given £10,000 to do something with which will disappear, and then what happens next? The land will be there forever. I think there's a lot of impassioned and entrepreneurial people already in these communities.
We've been talking within the community. Many ideas have emerged as a pumpkin farm,
agroforestry,
work in woodlands,
outdoor area space that the children can learn.
I would like a dance studio.
Forest schooling.
Tree house.
More outdoor activities for the elderly.
free access for walkers.
Zip line.
It will become a mecca for outdoor activities.
Outdoor swimming pool using heated water from the mines.
Local food supply.
Community orchard.
Lots and lots of honeybees.
I would like to see creatures living wild and free.
A space for quiet contemplation, like a Zen garden.
A big workshop, like a giant men's shed.
Community energy now will replace what we've lost.
To make it more accessible to disabled and disadvantaged people.
Hydroski.
Polytunnels also.
Improved walking routes.
Horse riding.
Community allotments.
Lots of trees and birds everywhere.
I feel the potential is vast.
What sustains you?
I come back so positive from Scotland in seeing if you as a community work together, you can achieve.
Seeing community groups operating at a landscape scale was absolutely revolutionary for me, and it's completely changed my way of thinking of what is possible for the future.
What the sort of landscape scale type approach enables is that you're able to cross-subsidise different activities. So you have some things like commercial forestry, for instance, which generate cash and can generate a profit for the community organisation that owns the land. That can be used then to subsidise other activities which might not be profit making, so things like community orchards, for instance, or kind of amenity trails. And I think communities in Scotland are leading the way on this and demonstrating that you can develop these places as sustainable businesses.
The standing joke about North West Mull is that it was started up in the bar of the Bellacroy pub when somebody saw that all the land around the village was going up for sale by the Forestry Commission. And they said, we can't have that. And from that started what we're now doing and what we're delivering. We've created 9 woodland crofts, a micro hydro scheme. We've just finished or just finishing building a wood fuel processing shed so that we'll house our wood fuel business.
We have our own sawmill for producing timber, but then also added value products. We're looking at the sale of affordable housing, but then we're also looking at drawing people in educational opportunities and recreational opportunities, as well as allotments, volunteering. It's just as wide as you can go.
If you look around Scotland, there's I think something like 200 landowning communities now, and the common comment from them all is that they deliver. You know, they move forward.
We model community ownership.
I think it's really important that people take ownership of their landscape. You know, my feelings are, if they think that the landscape's got nothing to do, then how can we expect them to take care and look after it? Having people being able to go into the woods and put their hands on the trees and look with their own eyes how the ecologies and how biodiversity's being managed and how it's surviving in our landscape is the only way to really manage it in an effective and sympathetic way for biodiversity and ecology.
What we want is to ensure that there is a real legacy left behind. We need to know that facilities will exist. We need to know that job opportunities will exist, and that will also need increasing education opportunities for people.
We need a great deal of support in land management, and young people and older generation be able to learn skills that they haven't got at the present moment that could be handed down to future generations.
We're not reinventing anything. Lots of what we're talking about is reinstating techniques and processes that went on in woodlands and went on in the landscape in the past. You know, it's one of the dominant features of where we live is the landscape, and actually by enhancing that and turning it into something that's beneficial for local people, I think could change the whole story here, could change the whole narrative of this place, and effectively, you know, change the future of where this place is going for the better.